Hello, everybody. Welcome back to more Chaos Head Noah. It's been a bit. It's been a spell. I've kind of gone through the grace period I've given myself with a month and a half of episodes uploaded. Kind of giving myself some breathing room, and I'm almost out of that breathing room, so it's time to get back to more of these episodes. I have been busy a bit. I have been streaming a lot and such, and it's been a little difficult to find time to get back to this, but I need to because I want to know what happens. Real quick thoughts about the last few episodes, as we do. First of all, I did find it a little inconsistent about what we're doing with just regards to explanations for certain things, especially the new gen murders themselves. Now that we've got an explanation as to how each of them came about and why, essentially getting what I am considering at the moment to be the Suwa Hazuki ending. They say that the reason that we did them was to torment our poor boy Takumi, but we didn't really need to do that in the other ending. The other ending, we just kind of got subjected to delusions that Narose sort of pulled out of his ass, sticking us on a spike, impaling us for 3 days just because he felt like it, or melting us down at the molecular level, things like that. What was the point of doing all those murders and coming up with all those scenarios and making them happen just to force us on them when you could have forced things on us that didn't need to happen? I don't know. That seems a little weird to me. If you wanted to break our boy Takumi, clearly having to actually do the weird murders in real life was apparently unnecessary, because you could have just come up with stuff in the moment to subject to us. Speaking of which, Suwa subjected us to a lot of thrown daggers/crosses in the first ending in a fairly blatant attempt to actually definitely 100% kill us. In fact, the only reason we survived is we turned around the killing blow on him, which is sort of at odds with his comments in the other ending too, because he says he's not allowed to kill us. They need us for our code and stuff. And indeed, that's why they subjected us to those hallucinations, those delusions. Because he was just trying to kill our heart and our mind. So I find that a little inconsistent. Apparently the murders themselves, the new gen murders, were just unnecessary in the Silent Sky ending. I just don't see the point of them. Maybe we'll get a little more context in the true ending. We've got some more endings coming, so maybe there will be a little more consistency there. But yeah, Suwa definitely going out of his way to kill us, when in the other ending saying he's not allowed to, seems a little weird. In any case, we've got a few more things coming up. We also had a comment from someone else on one of the other endings too, which I appreciated, and they made a point of saying something about how maybe that whole scene at the end of that first ending, maybe that was just a hallucination, and we didn't actually do anything to Remy. It was just a hallucination of us doing it as another attempt to break us. Again, an indication that we don't really need things to happen in real life to, torment people with. I'm not sure. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's something that this poster knows a thing or two about because they've played it and they're avoiding spoilers. I don't know. We'll see if that gets elaborated on later. In the meantime, it's just weird, and I don't know. Another thing that was commented on, and I figured this out for myself, anybody who might have been yelling at me over the last episode about how I was skipping things wrong. Yes, apparently I was in fact skipping things wrong. Apparently there is a force skip and a skip. And I'm not sure. Let's see. Key config. Skip. Okay, apparently there is a force skip and a skip if you go by the controllers. I'm not using a controller, so I'm thinking force skip is control, which is what I was holding, and skip mode is just E on the keyboard. Seems to be the case. So we will go out of our way to make sure we're doing things correctly now. Apparently we did miss one scene, so I'm going to go back and check that. But first, here's something interesting. School swimsuits plus glasses equal perfection. Apparently, we were going on and on about girls in swimsuits. Neidhart says he doesn't remember that. I don't remember that. That was like 33 episodes ago. But I keep forgetting this is even an option that comes up because it just seems stupid. And why would I ever want to see people wearing glasses in school swimsuits? Why would you wear glasses while you're swimming? I mean, I've done some swimming. I take off my glasses. I put on some goggles. So in all the times I've played this game, and all the times, I mean, I've gone through this opening like half a dozen times because of the replays and the editing and stuff like that, I've never picked yes, because why would I do that? That seems very weird to me. New tip, default. Apparently I got a new tip for that. It's not a real school swimsuit unless there's a name tag on the chest. That's a weird new option. I thought the second was like competitive or not. I don't really care. What's this third one going to be? In the end, what really... No, all the no. Shut up, Neidhart. Slow down. You like girls with glasses? That's your type? Nah, they just pair well with swimsuits. They don't. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. Usually you take your glasses off for swimming, right? See, finally. Neidhart finally speaking some logic, but she doesn't. I don't know who she is. Well, I should be disgusted and yet lol. Grim is amused by our take on girls in glasses. How very interesting.
Hazuki-kun, chotto.
Hazuki-kun, a moment, please.
Hi.
Of course, Doctor. Four Eyes fan. Hey, isn't that interesting? You know, I was speculating before about how we were supposed to make Hazuki wear glasses, because that's an achievement. And I was like, how does that happen? Because I've picked all the delusions and stuff. I completely forgot about that stupid swimsuit questionnaire at the beginning. And why would I connect those dots? But hey, you know, isn't it weird? We have a conversation with Grim about how we think girls with glasses are cute, and all of a sudden Hazuki shows up wearing glasses? Huh, isn't that weird? Of course, if you did this during your first playthrough, you'd have no way of putting two and two together and really realizing, but now that we've played the game, we realize, oh, this is Grim, and Grim is messing with us, as is basically her mission. So, of course, she would just show up wearing glasses. Does the text actually change? I'm not sure. She's going to take off for the back of the room. I wonder if she wears glasses for the rest of the game. We're going to find out. We're going to just leave the glasses on. We're just going to keep going with this and see what happens. But, yeah, interesting, huh? You tell Grim that you think girls with glasses are cute, and all of a sudden Hazuki's like, well, better get my spectacles. But isn't that interesting? Anyway, moving on. Now, here's something that's interesting. Thank you again to the person who left the comment there, because I had to hunt for this real quick. This is a scene that didn't happen in our original playthrough. This happens almost immediately after the beginning, right after the glasses quiz, and Shogun sort of shows up in the chat room and hits us with that barrage of images. And then, of course, we found out later from Yua that they were sent from this computer. Well, funnily enough, Sunday, 3 a.m. at Cafe. Despite it being the weekend, the sounds of someone tapping away at a keyboard echoed throughout the building, undeterred by the late hour. Sitting inside room 37 was a boy, facing a computer monitor. The boy remained still and unmoving, and instead of sitting in the provided recliner, he sat in a wheelchair. Huh. Look at us at the other side of the conversation. Playing as Shogun. He's just kind of reading the conversation. Hi, Grim. Go find your glasses. This. The boy finally stirred, ending his period of motionlessness. His eyes, hiding beneath his cap, pierced through the screen. A nearly inaudible whisper left his lips. This must be New Gen's next delusion. No, it's just a scribble Grim came up with. A picture of one of the victims' corpses, yeah. You did draw it in like 2 minutes. You drew several of them, actually. I'm not sure why. Once he was sure the user known as Grim had exited the chat room, the boy began to take action, draping his wrinkled hands upon the keyboard. His mission was to get into contact with Neidhart, to warn him, and to strike fear into his heart. I'm still a little unclear of how Shogun goes about doing things, but we'll let it roll for now. A distorted expression weakly crawled onto the boy's face. In that moment, his expression may have appeared pained to an outside observer, but in reality, it was quite the opposite. The boy was smiling. He had contacted Neidhart, and Neidhart had responded. A casual conversation to most, but a miracle to him. Where does the German come in? Doesn't he speak German at some point? Yeah, that. What up? Don't worry, you're fine. Any reason for lurking? I was thinking. Where are you chatting from? Shibuya. Ah, same here. Lots of weird incidents lately coming, huh? Well, more are coming. His hands suddenly froze. Remember, you may think you don't know, but you do. An enigmatic whisper, spoken as though it were directed toward Neidhart on the other side of the monitor. Returning to silence, he began typing once more, this time writing out a single mathematical formula. That mathematical formula. Somewhere Senna is very angry and not sure why. That formula has killed this world's possibilities. Did he say that the first time? I don't remember. I thought it might interest you. Also, here's 40 more images that might interest you. We don't even know what all of these are. We clicked on one of them. What is Gazoop? Alright, we're just going to click away, click away. I'm tempted to zippity-zippity-doo through this, but he should be done soon. There we go. Neidhart failed to reply. From this, the boy deduced that Neidhart must have clicked one of the links he had pasted again and again into the chat room. Mostly by accident, if I recall correctly. It might have been strenuous for Neidhart, but it was something that he had to show him, at all costs. Are you frightened? Don't worry, that's good. That fear is what puts you on the path to awakening. Speaking those words to himself, he sent his final message. Whose eyes are those eyes? Yep. Whose eyes are those eyes? Without waiting for a response from Neidhart, he logged out of the chat room. A small sigh came from beyond the wall, followed by a light knocking sound. Remy? Is Remy here? Signs that the occupant from the room beside him had stood up from their seat, and before long the door to his cubicle, room 37, was opened. What? The girl didn't smile. Her expression remained grim as she took hold of the handles of his wheelchair. Remy was here for this? Oh, wow, okay. Were you able to contact the other you? Already the meddler. Yes. His answer to the girl's question, which had been asked rather abruptly, was brief and concise. Still, being well attuned to the boy, the girl was able to sense a hint of tension in his tone. What happened? I was not the only one to come into contact with Nishiju Takumi. It seems he may be under surveillance. Yep, grim. I see. She didn't speak another word. She simply pushed his wheelchair toward the front of the cafe in silence. And I guess that's it. Interesting. So that was a nice little interlude, which would have put it near the end of the very first episode. Chronologically, we're still very much in Chapter 1. We haven't even run into Yua yet. So, yeah, that was a nice little aside. I'm not sure how I guess if I press E, I would see that. I don't know how I feel about the game just arbitrarily putting in 2 or 3 scenes in a, 10-plus-hour visual novel that I'm likely not going to see, but now that I've discovered the E button, maybe it'll work a little better. In the meantime, let us head off for our new ending. Yes, there we are, where we always are. Welcome to everyone's favorite little sister. Routine survival check! There's a certain irony to that at this point, but whatever. This baby-faced runt was my little sister. She was a year younger than me, and we're going to watch her ending next, so we might as well spend a little time with her. At least say something when I knock on the door. I thought you were dead or something. I gotta remember this girl's voice. Yeah, very funny, Psy'Min. You have one girl voice and you know it. Of course, the first thing out of her mouth was bitching. And to make things worse, she was standing there with her hands on her hips like the bratty little shit she was. The spitting image of irritating. Her existence brought me nothing but suffering. Wow, this place is still a total pigsty. Can't you at least tidy up a little bit every once in a while? This dialogue is not new, but we have a delusion coming up immediately, so I figured we'd have a run-up to it. Nanami just waltzed right in without even asking. What the hell did she think she was doing? Wait, did she think she could get away with whatever she wanted just because she was my little sister? I think there were people out there who seriously believed that little sisters were moe. I always wanted to tell those guys how much of an epic fail that was. Well, even though she was my sister, she certainly didn't look unsavory. Hey, pack those thoughts up. She had a lolly body type, so I could see why that might make her pretty damn popular in some circles. Unfortunately, this crate is a square. But as her older brother, I didn't care about that. I wasn't into her at all, and as far as I was concerned, she was downright repulsive, not to mention immature. Not to say I don't like lollies, of course, just only 2D ones. Foo hee hee hee. Sigh. Ew, it smells like mold in here. I tell you to clean up every time I come here. Is it really that hard? Well, I mean, I already know the answer. You're just too lazy to clean up, and you don't have a girlfriend to do it for you. Oh, don't worry, we will. Well, whatever. I guess I'll just have to clean it for you. I'll make a place for my hand right here. But I refuse. What? Why? I don't want you to destroy my... I don't want you going through my eroge. Wow, I can't believe you just said that. Is that really how you thank your little sister for checking in on you? Maybe things would change if you showed your older brother a little respect. And why should I be grateful that you're checking on me? I sure as hell didn't ask for that. Jeez Louise! Why do I have to be related to someone this difficult? I don't remember the Jeez Louise line. Sometimes I wish I wasn't. Anyway, I'm pretty thirsty. Let me just grab a delusion. Yep, Nanami walked right past me and over to the mini fridge, once again acting like she owned the place. And it's time for a delusion, just like Psy'Min Sezz. Show! Let's see. This time what we want to do, usually we roll right past these. I'm also not sure what effect these have. I forget to mention that at the beginning of the game, but this kind of reminds me of getting the really good ending in Steins Gate, where I don't understand the repercussions of the thing that I'm doing. Where I'm just randomly picking different delusions and all of a sudden Kazuo is out cold and for whatever reason Senna's doing different things and whatever. I don't see the connections from point A to point B. It's just pick this option for the good ending. Why? I don't know. Reasons. I don't know why going green is going to get us an Nanami ending. I don't know what we're going to delusion as a result of this. Maybe the crate will just fill up with cola. Who the hell knows? But I guess this is going to take us on our way. This is the decisive action that gets us the Nanami route as far as I know. So let's see what it gets us. Nothing but cola in here. Oh, how should I have known you'd be here? Well, whatever. Cola it is, I guess. Surprise fucking surprise. She went ahead and did as she pleased. There's this thing called permission, you know. She grabbed a bottle of cola from the fridge, one I had already drank from, no less. And after only a second of hesitation, she cracked it open and gulped it down. What's gonna happen? I have picked green. Green has been locked in. The room is wavy, so whatever's happening probably isn't happening. Her soft throat rose and fell seductively. I already hate this. I already hate it. I already hate it. Pumping the soda down with an audible gulp, gulp, gulp. At least use a cup. She seriously just drank straight from the bottle. Even though she was a girl, what a disgrace. This is exactly why 3D sucks ass. The way the screen is wobbling, I think there was something in that cola. As soon as Nanami finished her drink, she went right back to pouting like before. Though, was it me or did it seem like she was blushing a little? No, she wasn't. No, pack that in. I could have, but what if I wanted an indirect kiss with you? Huh? No. Bad. Get the spray bottle. And just like that, she dropped a bombshell. She still kept her pouty attitude, but now she was looking straight at me. This is not giving me high hopes for whatever the hell Nanami's ending is. It better not be that. I was paralyzed. My little sister was on the verge of tears, and all I could do was just stand and stare. Had I just tripped a flag? Yes! Like some kind of eroge? No! Was I in the little sister route? God, I hope not. Do you hate me? Well, you're my little sister, so equal parts yes and no. Equal extremes as well. That'd make me really sad. Just so you know, I wouldn't do this with just anyone. Whatever you're doing, don't do it with anyone, especially me. Nanami's voice gradually lowered. Get the sensor ready. You big jerk. Her voice was a faint murmur as she hung her head in shame. There wasn't a single trace of her typical bratty attitude. Don't you pull an Ayase, don't you do it, don't you do it. Hey, big bro. No, big bro. Indirect wasn't enough. Hearing that, I tried to gulp, but the saliva got caught in my throat and refused to go down. And with that, I was completely cornered, though I still didn't really understand what Nanami meant. No, I'm pretty sure you understand what she means. It's your delusion. And you need a smack. I want to kiss you. This from Cola. And also, how did you make your voice echo? That's impressive. Nanami took a step closer to my petrified body. What should I do? I've always seen Nanami as this obnoxious little brat, but right now, my heart was pounding out of my chest. No, it's not okay. You both need an adult. And I'm busy. I've already waited 16 years for this. Nanami reached her arms out and wrapped them around my neck. Will you kiss me? She was almost begging. Then she raised her chin ever so slightly, and you came to your senses. Nope, never mind. Closed her eyes. No. Spray bottle. And my answer was... sensible? Oh! I have... things. Oh. Well, I think there's something I actually have to choose here in a certain order, so I don't know what the questions are going to be, but don't blame me for these answers, because they're not mine. They're coming from the damn guide. Okay, so let's see. I'm into older sisters, not younger ones. You shouldn't be into either, but apparently the answer is no. I like girls with flat chests. Do you? Do you really? Apparently you do. It's the FAQ, guys. It's not me. There are 3 girls I like besides Nanami. Currently at this present moment in time, apparently the answer to that question is no. I admit it, Nanami is cute. Do we admit that? Do we admit that? Apparently we admit that. Why is she... No, she's just waving. No! I really want to press no for this, but the guide says I have to press yes. Oh, this ending is going to be terrible. There's no way my channel survives this Let's Play. There's no way. Bloop! Brother, you jerk! I discovered Nanami's story. I don't want to discover Nanami's story. I want to put Nanami's story back on the shelf, please. Alright. Well, I guess we got a Nanami story locked in. Let's see where it goes. Alright, since Nanami seems to want it so much, I mean, I guess real girl, delusion. This isn't happening and you know it. Exactly. Cut that off. Jesus Christ, all caps. I'd zoned out and might let my delusions run wild again. I've never felt so disgusted with myself in my life. I feel pretty disgusted with you too, to be fair. Like, OMG barf. Just totally barf. And then I started thinking, maybe if we weren't blood related, and she fell a little more into the cute little sister archetype, I wouldn't be such a virgin loser. Meanwhile, Nanami's just like, what the hell are you going on about? Nanami is with Psy'Min's. Nanami's just like, no, whatever you're thinking, no, bad. What's wrong? Ugh. What isn't wrong? After finishing her cola, Nanami shot me a confused look. If she knew what you were thinking, she'd just shoot you, period. I mean, I've been acting weird because of my delusion just now, and Nanami had noticed. Snap out of it! Yes, like Psymin Sezz. I took a deep breath and forced the disgusting thoughts out of my mind. Just go home already. You did your whole survival check thing and now your job here is done, right? Why do you feel the need to barge in here every time? I have a feeling we're back to normal plot. Big bro, you're so mean. Seems like I managed to offend her somehow. Good. She pursed her lips into a pout and glared at me. I was already done with her shit though, so I looked away. I like the Nanami in my delusion better. Anyway, let's carry on from there. Apparently, this delusion directs us somewhere. We have now unlocked a Nanami story. And I'm just going to put my faith in the E button and see where it takes me. Okay, it's time for, I guess, a little intermission with Nanami. So this is just after we bought our phone. And by we bought our phone, I mean Nanami bought us a phone with our parents' money. So we've been on our little trip for that. And I guess we're just kind of heading home afterwards. It says Nishiju Nanami had a spring in her step. Is this after she left us? Because we were in the restaurant. So are we having a Nanami kind of side story now? Kind of like what we were doing with Shogun earlier? Nishiju Nanami had a spring in her step. Fiddling with her cell phone, she hummed to herself as she walked. I need to undo the skip there. Having finally managed to drag her shut-in older brother out of the house and out into the world, she had taken him to buy a cell phone. Upon selecting one and attaching a Garo Froggy strap to it, she had completed her mission, and now she was in a very good mood. I still want to know what's up with those Garo Froggies. I feel like they're little mini rucksack units. It's been so long since I went somewhere with my big bro. God, what are you typing out on that? That's annoying. It felt so refreshing to her. She was not entirely sure how many times they had gone out together in the past, and when she tried to recall, she found her memories far too hazy. Yeah, no kidding. We kind of recognized that from the end of the game where she suddenly realized, oh, this isn't actually my big bro. This is my assigned big bro for the last year and a half, because my memories got fiddled with. As they were siblings, one would think they would spend time together fairly often, but that was not the case for them. Well, nothing wrong with a little date with my brother every now and then, right? It's a good chance to work on that gloomy attitude of his and hopefully get him to be a bit nicer to us in the process. She continued to sort out her thoughts, and while waiting for the light to change at the scramble crossing, she took the opportunity to type out an email to her brother. Oh, we remember this. We're going to see this from her side. This is before she got kidnapped. Actually, before the earthquake even. Then the walk signal flickered on, and the swarm of pedestrians began moving once more. Nanami kept her eyes glued to the screen, letting the flow of the crowd carry her along. That may not be smart. As one would expect, the flood of people in front of Shibuya Station made writing an email while walking nearly impossible. Yeah, no kidding. Distracted, Nanami slammed into the shoulder of a passing middle-aged businessman, nearly knocking him over. This little girl nearly knocking someone over? What? Ah, sorry about that. Come in, Nasai. She bowed her head at the man, receiving a sharp glare in return, then slipped the phone back in her bag. She figured she should probably stop typing for now, since it was irritating Psy'Min so much. She would have plenty of time on the train to do it. Huh? Not a moment later, she noticed a familiar face among the human stampede passing through the ticket gate. Oh, really? Whoa, hey! It's casual Remy. We know that... How did Nanami know Remy? I can't remember. Oh no! Sakihara Remy was startled to see the girl who had called her name. She averted her eyes, her demeanor nowhere near as friendly as Nanami's. I don't think we've actually run into Nanami in the game yet, aside from, of course, in the back alley where the third murder happened. Because I think I remember that being the name of the episode, where it was Unfriendly Encounters. We had to hang out with Nanami, then we had to run into, what was it, Ayase? Then we ran into Ban and Sua for the first time, and then we ran into Remy for officially the first time. But now Remy is just here, and Nanami's like, "Yo, Remy-san!" Paying no mind to this, Nanami closed the distance between them. She looked kind of cute in her casual outfit, though, no lie. Long time no see, Remy-san. Yeah, long time no see. She seemed strangely distant. Trying to figure out why that might be, Nanami guessed that Remy might have been waiting on a date. She could say for sure that it was not with her brother, though, given how he had left for his home just moments before. How's my brother been treating you since then? Uh-oh, I think Nanami's about to get her wires crossed. Given that her brother would rather wallow in his own filth than step out into society, it was easy to imagine he and Remy did not talk very often. Or maybe Nanami knows Remy as a classmate of her brother's. Ah, nope, never mind, here we go. As she thought to herself, Nanami tilted her head. She felt a strange unease regarding the gaps in her memories. Huh? Wait, what do I mean by since then? Remy didn't say a word. Remy's just like, oh, damn, crap, this needs to not be a thing now. She simply gazed up awkwardly at the Jumbotron displaying Omaru Carrera's newest music video. Nanami continued to dig through her memories to find anything on Remy, to find anything on her brother's relationship with Remy. She should have known something. It seemed impossible for her not to. And yet, her search returned fruitless. When she saw Remy's face, her name came to mind, and she even called it out. However, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't find a single memory of the girl. Hey, Remy, who are you? Hey, when did we first meet again? How do I know your name? Yeah, Shogun, you need to work on your brainwashing techniques. Despite her best efforts, it was as if the memory had completely slipped from her grasp. It was not even just on the tip of her tongue. No, everything was a total blank. She was awash with an awful sensation, and for some reason unfamiliar to her, her chest began to tighten. Oh wow, Nana-chan, that stings. Did you really go and forget? Oh, time for me to earn an Oscar. As if a switch had been flipped somewhere, the air of apprehensiveness completely vanished as Remy turned to Nanami, smiling warmly. The two of us met through Taku, remember? Come on, we were at school? You saw me with Taku and your jaw dropped, and then you went like, holy crap, he's got a girlfriend! It's the end of the world! That would be the end of the world. Huh? Oh, that's pretty funny. Did I really say something like that? Yeah, you totally did! It caught me so off guard that I'll never forget it. How come you forgot it? Man, it's weird you forgot it. Now that she mentions it, Nanami thought, maybe I really did say that. Still, a part of her insisted that it wasn't true. Not entirely convinced, but not really caring too much at the same time, she decided to forget about it for now. So, have you hung out with him at all lately? I'm about to. I see him around. We are classmates after all. Yeah, but he pretty much never goes to school. He's such a butt. Speaking of, next time you see him, kick his butt for me, will you? He always holds himself up in his room, and he never listens to a thing I say. Will do. I want to go now. Well, gotta go. My mom will never stop lecturing me if I get home late. Okay, see you later. Thank God. Nanami waved goodbye to Rimi as she made her way toward the station. She still could not pin down a single memory of that girl, and she also found it strange that despite the time of day, the girl had been wearing something casual instead of her uniform. Even so, there was a much more pressing matter on her mind. It is interesting that she's wearing that casual outfit instead of her uniform, because when we meet her later, she's wearing her uniform. Interesting. Are Rimi and Takumi actually in a relationship? Yeah, no freaking way. This is the little sister route. Nanami cracked a wry smile at the very idea. Like she once said herself, that would be the end of the world. Because she totally said that. On that night, another grotesque case occurred. The fourth new-gen case. Like always, Grim laid out the details to me when I was playing ESO, because Grim was responsible. But moving on, we will find out what the next item on the agenda is. Hello, Neidhart. See you guys in a bit. And here we are. First of all, I should say that when we were hanging out with that Nanami interlude there, that was not the day that we ran into Nanami. That was the day before. As I was fast-forwarding, I realized that our day of unpleasant encounters started the next day. So wherever Rimi was going in her casual wear, we didn't see her until the following evening. In the meantime, it has been the earthquake. Also worth noting, I should probably point this out, as I went through the Senna scene where it was asking me the 5 questions the last time, this time it just skipped over them. So I guess the game decided, okay, you've got the Nanami route locked in, so let's just forget all about other girls for now. So you don't even get the Senna questions. We're just doing this. But it is after the earthquake. And Shogun said that they left us a package. And Ayase has jumped off a rooftop. And all this other stuff has happened. And of course, we found the package. This time the package is a little different. Something's missing. There is not a hand. We are missing a hand. Or rather, Nanami is not missing a hand. Hopefully. Hopefully the Amazon delivery guy didn't lose it in transit. Wouldn't put it past them. But in the box, lying in the foil, was a phone identical to mine. That's an awful lot of blood for a not hand. A phone with blood splattered all over it. This is what was in the foam, or the foil, I should say. This is before we go onto the roof, and before Shogun taunts us with our D-sword. So how does this play out? Does Esper Boy actually succeed in his rescue quest? This is going to be our main first non-canonical ending. We're not even going to see Noah. We just need to save Nanami, I guess. I understood all too clearly what it meant. Chapter 7, Daydream. Was that the name of Chapter 7 before? I don't think it was. But I believe we are now in new territory, so this is just, let's just go and see what happens. I can no longer concentrate. Unable to take it anymore, I whipped open the door to my base and leapt outside. The fact that the screen is wobbling does not give me high hopes that this isn't a delusion. My whole body was exuding an insane amount of moisture, covering me in an unpleasant, greasy sweat. Maybe Daydream is the name of Nanami's ending. I'm not sure. The nightly wind felt colder than usual. The moment my feet hit the chilly concrete, I immediately realized I wasn't wearing any shoes. I had to go. I had to do what Shogun had said. I had to go to O-Front. Of course, we got the email from Shogun. And of course, we know now that it isn't really Shogun, it's Suwa. Speaking of which, yes, Hazuki is just wearing glasses now. That's just her thing. So, cute. I guess Suzuki is just wearing or not wearing glasses depending on what you say to Grim. Obviously I was scared, and obviously I didn't want to go. All I wanted was to curl up in my room and hug my knees in fear. But I felt that if I didn't do something horrible would happen to Nanami. The tears refused to stop. Even if I wiped my eyes, my sight was still constantly blurred. Sob! Oh no, Nanami! Little sister route! My whimpers were even more pathetic than I'd expected them to be, to the point where I felt like throwing up. Nah, you did that earlier. I shook my head back and forth, desperately trying to shove down the weakness welling up within me. Even the slightest amount of hesitation here would mean I'd never leave for O-Front. So I had no choice but to keep up my momentum. What's going to happen here? Are we going to get maybe our D-Sword early? And give Suwa what for? I'm too worried about Nanami, so I can't just stand around. And with that thought, I bolted away from my room. You're going to want those shoes. Don't lose this momentum. Make it to O-Front and things might just work out. Screen stopped wobbling. Hurry up and put your shoes on. After that, grab your Saratan figure as a good luck charm and then run. Run, just run as hard as you possibly can. Run, you're Nanami's only hope. I clenched my teeth, and then, right as I was moving back to my base to grab my shoes, I thought I heard something. I sprang up in surprise, and then when I turned toward where the sound had come from, I saw a person. Is it going to be Shogun warning us that this is fake, or is it going to be Nanami, or is it going to be Rimi who's going to help us out? Why? I hate being right. Huh? Okay, plus, she has her hand. Because it's her right hand. Nanami? I rubbed my eyes, then took another look at her face. Yeah, look at her face, please. It was Nanami. I would know her face anywhere.
Nanami!
Okay, quest completed. Back in the crate. I rushed to her side. Maybe you should get a jacket. Yeah, for some reason she was completely naked. Why is this on my screen right now? Her head hung toward the ground lifelessly, and I couldn't make out the expression on her face. Every few seconds, her slender body trembled. What is the course of events here? No hand in the box, but blood. But there's no injury, and she's here. And I guess we don't need to go to O-Front now?
Nanami!
Did Shogun drop her off so that we wouldn't go to O-Front and play Senna's little game? Nanami? Even though I'd rushed over to her, I still had absolutely no clue what had happened to her, nor what to do in response. All I could do was call her name over and over. What I really wanted to do was hug her, but the thought that she might then think I was a pervert made me hesitate. Yeah, grab a jacket. Just throw it over her. Yes, big bro, you got some splaining to do. Sluggishly, Nanami's head lifted up toward me. Is she in a delusion herself, because of the way she's talking in her eyes? Her face was pale and her lips were somehow worse. It felt like she was on the verge of death. Wasn't Nanami supposed to be one of the victims of a New Gen murder at some point? Maybe that's going to play out in this ending or another one. Her eyes were vacant and hollow. And yet, when she looked toward me, I could see large tears spilling from the corners of them. Big bro, why? Why what? You need to elaborate. There are many whys here. What the hell happened to you? Are you okay? In response to my question, she shook her head lightly from side to side. Why am I here? I can't really remember. In any case, I quickly looked her over to see if she was injured. I don't see any cuts. Of course, I didn't want to seem like I was deliberately looking at anything I shouldn't. I mean, it wasn't like I was hot for my blood-related sister or anything. See, you're naked didn't do anything for me in the slightest, Baka. At least she didn't seem injured. Wait, then whose blood was on that cell phone? You know what? I'll just worry about that later. Okay, jacket. Something. Throw over her. Blanket. Whatever. It's cold out. Let's go inside. I held out my hand to her. She was pretty slow to react. Her trembling showed no sign of stopping. She looked like a newborn fawn. Nanami grasped my hand. She was cold, So cold, in fact, that I unintentionally let out a yelp.
ちょ
It's also possible this is a delusion as well. This maybe isn't even Nanami. What? You're freezing. Yeah, no kidding. Bracing myself for her getting mad at me, I touched her bare shoulder. She was cold to the touch. Should I get a hot shower ready for her? Where? Or should I make her something hot to drink first? What are you gonna do? Heat up some cola? Regardless of which, I couldn't just leave her naked there. This wasn't a situation in which I could care less about what she would think. Yes, inside, covers. The hell. Oh, hey! All sorts of fun new sprites on this route. Okay, yeah, we lent her, I was gonna say our shirt, but I can't imagine our boy wearing something like that. I tried to pick the cleanest thing I could find to put on Nanami, but my lifestyle didn't exactly make that very easy. I didn't have many clothes for wearing in public at all, really. So reluctantly, I'd given her my brand new Blood Tunes sweatshirt that I'd been hanging onto for safekeeping. Okay, that's why you bought it, because it's a collectible. Then I'd make her some instant coffee. Generally, coffee wasn't my thing, blasphemy, but I could remember Nanami bringing some over a long while back, saying Mom and Dad had made her. It hadn't expired quite yet, so it should have been fine. Nanami was sitting quietly on the sofa. At least her eyes seemed to be normal again. She still looked pale, but her shivering had stopped. Seems getting fresh clothes helped her body stabilize. I silently handed over the cup of coffee, and she meekly accepted it. Okay, I need to hear the story behind this. Thanks. She's probably very confused. She wrapped the cup with both hands and stared fixedly at the surface of the dark liquid. I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video either, but I think one of the reasons I've been getting slightly less invested in this game over time is because of all the inconsistencies and how the game plays fast and loose with delusions and stuff. It's hard to really care about what's going on when you don't know what's going on, or when you don't know what's really going on and what's not really going on. And this is one of those situations. Is this Nanami? Is this not Nanami? Do I care? Do I not care? I have no idea what's happening right now.
ブラックだね。
Sure is black. Coffee be like
砂糖
that.
とかミルクとか。そ
I don't have any cream or sugar,
こ
so
こにはないんだ。
you'll have to take it black. Hey, good coffee, you drink it black. Having said that, instant coffee is not good, so yes. Pour some cola in it. Can't make it worse. Likely understanding the situation, she pursed her lips and blew on the coffee. Yeah, like that. And then she slowly raised the cup to her mouth. Yep. Disgusting, isn't it? Was she not good with hot things? I couldn't remember if she'd always been like that. Though it didn't help that I never paid much attention to details like that to begin with. Nanami started chugging the coffee like her life depended on it. Her cheeks were turning rosier, so her body was probably heating up as it moved through her.
ねえ、このコーヒー熱いよ。
Big bro, this coffee is scorching hot.
じゃあ、飲む
Yeah.
な。
Then don't drink it. Wait for it to cool off.
け
Moron.
ど
I'm still gonna. You can either whine or be honest, but you can't do both. Then again, her complaining was probably a sign that she was feeling better. Oh, wavy screen again. What is with the wavy screen? Is there a
No.
consistency to this?
一体何があったの？
Does the delusion start now? Okay, what exactly happened? Finally, I'd managed to suck it up and ask her what was on my mind. When I'd seen the cell phone covered in blood, I thought for sure that Shogun had kidnapped her. Well, someone did. But in the end, it turned out to be nothing. And now I had no reason to go to O-Front. I could just stay here with Nanami, so either someone is deluding her here to keep us from going, or someone literally saved her and brought her here, possibly Remy, to keep us from going. I still didn't understand what had happened, though. Nanami had very clearly been naked outside. Her abnormally low body temperature was also puzzling. Well, being naked outside in the middle of the night will do that. In response to my question, Nanami stared blankly into her cup.
わかんない。
I don't know. Yeah, she was probably hallucinated to come here or something. I still remember that rucksack guy making her walk out in traffic. We never really got that followed up on either.
自分でもなんでお兄の部屋
I
の前に
really don't remember.
よく
I have
思い出
no
せない
idea how I made it in front of your room. Also, where my clothes went. Don't tell me. Did she have amnesia? Oh god, we have to have an amnesia character in every game, don't we?
シワだらけの子供に
You didn't see some really wrinkled
車椅子
kid,
に乗っ
did
てる
you?
怪しいやつなんだけど
Rides a wheelchair, really shady, is actually your brother?
うん
No?
携帯なくしたよな
You lost your phone, didn't you?
なくしたのか
My phone?
なそもそもナナの服
I don't even know where my clothes went, let alone my phone. Fair point, she'd probably just assume her phone was in her clothes.
誰かにひどいことされ
So,
なかったか
nobody did anything horrible to you?
ひどいことって
Off camera? Thankfully? Huh? Well, that's in more eroge-like terms, you weren't, you know, but I could never say that out loud, because Psy'Min would get his channel censored. I mean, I hadn't seen any injuries on her, so that didn't seem likely anyway. And the screen just stops wavering. I gotta pay attention to when that starts and stops. I want to know what that's signifying. Ah! As if she had just remembered something, her head shot up.
バングル
My bangle! Oh, your stupid bangle. Oh, was her bangle? I don't remember if her bangle was in the package. I don't think it was. Huh?
お兄にもらったバングル
The bangle you gave me! I lost it!
そりゃ服
I
も
mean,
持ち物も
you
ないん
didn't
だ
have any clothes or anything on you, so of course the bangle would be gone too. You should use some common sense. Yeah, I don't think it's in our package.
そうなんだけど
Yeah, but about that.
なんでだろうバングル
Why is it
なくしちゃっ
that
た
I
こと
only
を思い
remember
出して
losing my bangle?
どこでなくしたの
Where did you lose it?
それはわかんないけど
I don't. Well, you don't remember that good now, do you? Nanami was really disheartened. She must be thinking that it was gone for good and that we'd never find it now. Hearing her story, well, it still didn't tell me a thing about what had happened. Should I take her to the hospital? Before that, maybe I should contact our parents. That way they could come and pick her up. Wavering
ねえ
again.
兄
Hey, big bro.
今日ここに泊まっちゃった
Can I sleep over tonight? Okay, definitely a delusion.
なんで
Just
だよ
go home. Why?
なんだかナナ混乱して
Just
てわけ
I'm just so
わかんなくて
confused. I don't know why, but to be fair, this is probably rather scary as far as just like, how did I even? This would be confusing.
あんまり動きたくないよ
I just don't want to leave. Well, her usual volume was at an all-time low, so I didn't see an issue with her staying the night.
親には連絡しとけよ
We should let Mom and Dad know. I approached the cardboard box that I'd left in the phone, or in the corner, and took out the blood-smeared cell phone. After carefully wiping the phone with a wet wipe, I handed it to Nanami. You have wet
ナ
wipes?
ナの携帯だ
Hey, it's my cell phone.
これ送ってきたのって
Did you send this to me, Nanami? What? What is going on? Nanami tilted her head. It had been stupid of me to ask. Darn right.
親に連絡したらシャワー
After you call Mom and Dad, you should really take a shower.
体温めた方がいい
That way you could warm up. I think that's the best idea. Isn't the shower outside? Exactly, yeah. Your shower was outside. It was a prefab shower of sorts, and it was situated right next to my container. I'd been forced to set up the drainage and whatnot myself, but it was more than usable. It was typically what I used, after all, and since I didn't have a bathtub, I just used the nearby public bath whenever I was in the mood for something longer.
ありがとう
Okay. I'll go ahead and take one, and all of a sudden the screen isn't wavering again. It's weird. What is that?
ねえ一緒に
What is that symbolic of? Hey, can you come with? Never mind, this is the delusion.
は
Yeah, huh? Had my sister gone totally fucking bonkers? When she saw how taken aback I was, Nanami gave a strained laugh.
違うよ
Wait, I didn't mean it
一緒に
like
入る
that.
わけないじゃん
I didn't want you to go in with me.
でも一人で外
It's
に出
just,
るの
if I went outside by myself, I'd be kind of scared. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Randomly waking up outside completely naked with no idea how you got there or what happened to you, it must be pretty freaky.
だから
Yeah, I'm still very puzzled as to what chain of events led to this in any way, shape, or form. So if you could stay close to the shower while I'm in there, close enough that you could hear me if I say something, that'd be nice. Fine, whatever. You're probably going to say no, huh? She pleaded at me with her puppy dog eyes, but all it did was make me groan internally. This was bad. She was starting to turn ever so slightly moe.
わかったよ。
Fine. Since the Nami was feeling so weak, just for today I'd do the brotherly thing. Also, I'm confused. I have no idea what's going on, so maybe I should just keep an eye out. What was that? In my sleep, I'd faintly heard a noise. Okay, so we're skipping right over the shower and in the middle of the night sleeping here. What exactly was it? And where had I heard it before? Oh, it was the cell phone. Now, is it ours or is it hers? And also, how pissed off is Shogun going to be that we didn't show up? Sorry, Shogun. Was someone trying to call me? Wait, someone was calling my phone? Was something that unusual actually happening? Or was it the usual you may pass prank call I've been getting lately? Still need an explanation for that, too. If so, there was no way I was answering it. I'd passed out for over an hour last time because of how eerie it had been. So I simply ignored the call and tried to fall back asleep. But now that I was aware of the noise, it was even harder than ever to drive it out of my mind. Whoever the caller was, they were persistent. Their calls kept coming, one after the other. Maybe it's not even our phone. I'm betting it's going to be Nanami's. I opened my eyes only to realize I was lying on the floor. Yeah, Nanami's on the couch. Yep, Nanami ought to have been asleep on the couch, and yet she wasn't there. Oh! Did she leave, or did someone turn off their rucksack? Where had she gone? The bathroom? Or had she canceled her plans to stay overnight and just headed back home? I assume trains run 24/7 in Tokyo. I could be wrong about that. The cell phone continued vibrating all throughout my weak, groggy attempt at getting up. It had gone on for over 3 minutes now. My answering machine should have kicked in, but I guess I forgot to set it up. Tired of the caller's sheer persistence, I grabbed the cell phone off my PC desk. I thought we did set up our voicemail. Of course, I expect Nanami to have set up her voicemail too, so who the hell's phone is this? The incoming call was from a restricted number. Okay, then I had no idea who it was. Alright, so apparently this is our phone. I didn't really want to answer it, but you will anyway.
もしもし。
Hello. Hey, it's Nanami.
誰？
Who is it?
お兄
Big bro? The last time we got a call like this, she asked for her hand back, but she has her hand. It was Nanami. I breathed a sigh of relief. Where the hell was she even calling from? It had only been a few hours. What happened to her being exhausted, not wanting to leave? You guys should have locked your door.
どこにいるの？
Nanami? Where are you?
右手を
Oh, it is that call. Give me back my right hand. What about your right hand? Your right hand's
嫌
fine.
なの右手
Please give it back. This is what she called and said to us when we were at the hospital. When the three of us, Rimi, and, what's his face? Mizuki? Maka, whatever. Asshole playboy guy. When we went to visit Ayase, and we were just leaving, and we got this call. And we rushed back home and then got caught by Senna and Causeway on the way in. It disconnected. Nothing she'd said made any sense to me. Yeah, neither me. Shut the fuck up! What the hell kind of prank was this? Fuck off, Nanami. Are we going to turn around and her hand is going to be in the box? God damn it. I felt stupid for even worrying. Since she seemed to be doing just fine now, I guess I didn't need to look for her after all. F it. I was exhausted beyond belief, so I definitely didn't have the energy to deal with pranks. Lying back down, I tossed the phone away and closed my eyes. Okay.
朝だよほら起きて起きなさ
Hello, Saratan. Wakey, wakey, cakes and
い起き
bakey.
たらおはようのキスしてあげるからさ
If you get up, I'll give you a good morning kissy poo. Wait, what am I saying? I didn't mean it, you
ちょっ
dope.
といつまで寝てるん
Hey,
だ
just how long are you going to sleep for, you big dum-dum? Waking to the sound of Saratan's voice, I noticed Nanami was still absent. Had she headed home without telling me? Or had she gone to school instead? What was the date today even? Did my attendance chart say this was a school day? My mind was caught in a haze. Man, I was still half asleep. What time was it right now? And without getting up from the floor, I continued being hazily lost in thought when... Yes? Oh, hey!
あ、お兄やっと起きた。
Oh, hey! Look who's finally decided to wake up. Your sleeve is covering your right hand. I'm also still not convinced you're not a delusion. That's definitely a Saratan shirt, by the way, now that I see it full on. Oh, hey, look who finally decided to wake up. After opening the door, Nanami's face peered inside.
帰ったんじゃ
Didn't you head back home?
帰ってないよ。
No.
泊まるって言ったじゃん。
I told you I was staying here.
ということはやっぱり昨日の
In other words,
あれはいたずらだっ
last
た
night really was a prank.
もう二度とやるな
Don't do that again.
いたずら
He's talking about the cell phone call, and she's just like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Nanami tilted her head, playing all innocent. Is she really going to drag this out by pretending she hadn't done anything? Don't think you can trick me so easily. I'm not that stupid. All things considered, after taking the night to decompress and giving it a look with fresh eyes, I couldn't help but notice how dangerous Nanami's outfit was. Yeah, don't bend over. Under that sweatshirt was, of course, nothing. Yeah, nothing at all. Completely commando. Every time Nanami moved her arms, the hem would ever so slightly lift, and each time it did, I swear I came this close to catching a glimpse of her unmentionables. Give her some pants!
どこ見てんの？
Just where do you think you're looking, big bro?
どこも
Nowhere. Nanami stretched the hem down, concealing her upper inner thighs.
そんな伸ばす
What? Don't stretch it like that. That's a collectible. That sweatshirt is super goddamn expensive.
ナナよりトレーナーが心配
Wow, you care more about your stupid sweatshirt than me? Damn right. You're such a jerk.
言っとくけど。
Look, you know what we're about. And FYI, I do have underwear on. You went and bought some? Oh, you do? That's too bad. Wait, I didn't mean that. Chill out, me. Don't get all horny over your sister. Yeah, no kidding. But wait, how the hell had she even gotten underwear? Well, at least she was back to her usual Nanami antics. That was something, I guess. She'd been feeble as all hell yesterday, but maybe she'd gotten over it after a good night's sleep. There was a remarkably pleasant smell in the air. It smelled like someone was cooking bacon. Ooh.
ねえねえ。
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey indeed.
食べる？
Hey, big bro, you want to eat breakfast with me?
朝ごはん
You made breakfast.
うん。
Asa Gohan.
作ってるんだけど。
Though it's not done yet, my base's kitchen, well, its sink, was placed right next to the shower with no real care. For the record, I didn't get any gas up here. My solution to that was to just use a portable stove I'd gotten cheap from an online auction. But I never cooked my own meals, so it was likely stashed away in a corner or something. I guess Nanami must have gone through the trouble of digging it out of hiding. What the fuck?
メニュー
What's on the menu?
サンドイッチとベーコン。
Sandwiches, complete with bacon and eggs.
ここのキッチンじゃあんまり。
You can't exactly make anything all that fancy in this kitchen, so that's the best I can do.
それにお兄は貧乏舌だから。
And with your practically non-existent sense of taste, it's better to have something plain anyway. My typical breakfast was just a combo of cola and a bean bun or something. Sounds about right. Been a really long time since I'd actually had anything decent. And besides, I couldn't help but revel in the bliss that my sister had cooked it herself just for me. In my mind, this definitely made up for yesterday's prank. Where is this going?
よ
What is
し
the end game of this route?
さっさと用意しろ
Right. I'd like that ready right away.
うわー偉そう。
Just like we're at a restaurant here. Also an orange juice, please. Wow, arrogant much? How about a please and thank you?
止めてやったんだから
As far as I'm concerned, giving you a place to stay is more than enough thanks.
それも
Haha, I suppose you're right. Well, okay. Guess I'll say it now then. Thanks a bunch, big bro. I assumed she was going to bow her head to me, but she didn't end up doing that. Instead, Nanami headed straight back outside with a smile on her face.
お兄、外で食べようよ。
You know what? Let's eat outside. You had a folding table at one point, didn't you?
それ持ってきて。
Bring it out here! Damn it! The nerve of her putting a guy that just woken up to work. If I did this but the food sucked, she was going to have hell to pay. I'm never coming back to this restaurant. I set up a small folding table and some chairs, the kind you'd use for camping and whatnot, then waited for about 5 minutes. When Nanami finally finished making the food, she carried it over to the table and set it down. At the very least, it looked pretty appealing. Nanami had been our mom's helper in the kitchen for as long as I could remember. Suffice it as to say her cooking skills were pretty passable. Well, she was definitely lucky, because if she sucked at cooking, she wouldn't be able to pull the sheepish smile and the oopsie-daisy tee-hee. Only 2D girls had that right. I'd immediately go soft if my 3D sister did that IRL. Hell, I'd probably never talk to her again. Nanami flashed a smile as she sat down next to me. What? Why are you sitting next to me? She was really close. Our shoulders were almost touching. There was no way I could eat while she was this close. It would be too embarrassing, so I put a bit of space between us. Back off! What? The chair was already right here. Aren't you the one who put it here? No, well, yeah, I did, but the chair is just for camping. It's not even 30 centimeters tall, and it's light enough that even a girl could carry it with one hand. So it's not like it's a big deal to move it a little. Quit your bitching. Again, where are we going with this? Well, whatever. Come on, big bro, eat up. Let's dig in! Nanami clapped her hands together, then hurriedly readied her chopsticks. Her appetite seemed to be a lot stronger than before. Eggs and bacon with chopsticks. Just in general, really, she seemed to be doing way better now. The fact that she had been so weak at all yesterday almost didn't seem real. Though oddly enough, the more I thought about it, the more it felt like it didn't just seem not real, but that it actually hadn't been real. She'd been lying, and naturally there was only a single reason for her to be lying. Is there? I wanted to be with my favoriteest, bestest big bro. That's why I lied. Can you forgive me? Something along those lines? Lol, what kind of rogue did I think this was? Ruffle-a-mow. Of course, I'd answer like so. But I refuse. Precisely, that is the correct response, Jojo. I forget the name of the guy in Jojo that says it, the comic artist. Big bro? What's with the smirk? Are you having one of those weird delusions again? How do you know about those? I mean, she hit the nail on the head, and my head instantly shot toward the table. Picking up a sandwich, I stuffed my mouth full. Oh, it's good, boy. Enjoying Nanami's food is the real delusion. The ham sandwich, where'd the ham come from? Had the perfect amount of mustard mayonnaise sauce. It was incredibly basic, just lunch meat, sauce, and bread, but considering I didn't stockpile any form of seasoning around here, it was pretty damn good. Yeah, isn't it good? I took the time early this morning to stop by a 24-hour supermarket and get some underwear. And I bought a whole bunch of stuff, especially underwear. Huh? You went shopping in that? What kind of exhibitionist are you? I am so not an exhibitionist. Obviously, I could never go out like this. I just borrowed your pants, that's all. I threw them on and then went to the store. Probably the best option. I also bought myself some underwear. Good. Why did you not buy some pants? Oh, she bought herself some underwear. Meaning that until then, she hadn't been wearing any. No bra, no panties, only a sweatshirt and some pants. Now, that was just wonderfully scandalous. To tell you the truth, I wanted to change out of this sweatshirt too. The anime picture on the front is pretty embarrassing to be seen in. But, since you were the one who gave it to me to wear, I wasn't sure if it would be right to change out of it like that. Mainstream women would never understand Seratan's appeal. Was exactly what made them so awful. That said, if I had to walk through Shibuya or even Akiba like that, I probably wouldn't have the guts. I feel like you could get away with that in Akihabara. How'd you pay? Luckily for me, the pants I borrowed had a wallet in them, so it all worked out. Yeah, that's true. You had no money, so you took our money. Great. I gawked. She really just said that while her small-ass mouth munched on some bacon. It all worked out. Like hell it all worked out. That wallet was mine. Did you spend my money? Well, I lost my purse yesterday, so what else was I supposed to do? That doesn't mean you can spend my money as you please. I voiced my complaints to Nanami, but she just wasn't listening. Dejected, I squished the half-cooked yolk in my bacon and eggs. This sucks. I lost my purse. My school bag is who knows where. And on top of that, I lost my bangle. That part hurts the most. Yeah, I think I'm the one in pain here. Just because I've got loads of money sitting around from RMT doesn't mean I'm a fan of getting stolen from. With how cheap that thing was, who cares if you lost it? Get your brain checked. Besides, I'd given it to her free of charge, so it wasn't like she'd suffered any damages. Why the hell was she fixated on this stupid thing? Nanami squirmed in her chair. I care. It's the first present you've ever given me, big bro. I can't tell you how happy it made me. Yeah, you're not fooling anyone. Saying cute shit isn't going to make me forget about how you took my money without asking. I'm definitely going to find it. I refuse to let it stay lost forever. Is this Esper Boy's new rescue quest? Find the bangle? For some reason, she tightly clenched her fists as she said that. As I inadvertently watched her do so, my eyes drifted toward the cuff of her right hand and landed on a white bandage. Oh dear. So her hand is there, but a bandage that gave me an awful, awful feeling. That bandage. Huh? Oh, this? When I pointed it out, Nanami took the time to roll up her sleeve and show it off. Oh, please do. There was definitely a bandage on her right wrist, even though yesterday, back when she had been cowering next to my base completely naked, there had been no such thing. True, actually. There was not a bandage then. What the hell is going on here? I think I made a joke during one of the earlier episodes about realities seeming to be colliding or something. Wonder if that's happening across these endings, or what's going on here? Yeah, give me back my right hand. Is this a fake Nanami? If it is, the con's been going on for a while here. Please give it back. I don't have it. It wasn't in the package. The Amazon guy screwed up. Oh, I see. This was a continuation of yesterday's prank, was it? Pretty damn elaborate plan. What the hell was she trying to accomplish, though? Yeah, take it off. Playing pranks is a dick move. Huh? This isn't a prank. Ever since I woke up this morning, my right hand's been throbbing a little bit. I didn't really know why it was hurting, but I decided to go ahead and get a bandage for it while I was at the store. So, yeah. What exactly do you expect a bandage to do for that kind of pain? I didn't just use a bandage. I used a wet compress too, like you're supposed to. Just use the compress. I don't get why you'd even bother with the bandage. Yeah, take it off. Take it off. What's under it? Sure, but look, haven't you heard the saying, healthy mind, healthy body? What are you even trying to say? I'm pretty sure you reversed those. Whatever, just take it off. Despite the fact that I was acting rude on the outside, and also gulping down my sandwich, on the inside my heart was pounding out of my chest. Yeah, is her hand just going to fall off? I was probably just overthinking things, but if the phone call from Nanami yesterday hadn't been a prank, then Nanami being sick really hadn't been just an act, or had been just an act. And in reality, something really bad was going on with her. Something she was trying to hide from me. Jeez, I can't believe how little you care about what other people say, big bro. Despite looking reluctant, Nanami undid the bandage. I was confused by her sudden obedience. I guess I really had just been overthinking things. Looking away from her arm for a second, I brought some bacon and eggs to my mouth. Well, you're about to spit those across the roof, I bet. Okay, it's off. Now, last time she took off a bandage, it said, "Whose eyes are those eyes?" and then we woke up from a delusion. What's it going to be now? Screen going white. I gulped once, and then slowly, my sister's arm took over my sight. What's it going to be under the bandage? I guess we'll find out next time, because I'm choosing here to cut it off. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.